Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing a comparison between Oil Warfare Tycoon and Military Tycoon. These two tycoons are definitely my favorite on Roblox right now because they're not just tycoons, they're standalone FPS games. And today we are going to be comparing them. So the first category we have is vehicles. And so first off, we got Military Tycoon. This game the vehicles are great in this game. Because obviously we got the starting type vehicles like the snowmobile, ATV, armored jeep, and truck. But that's quite normal for any game to have. This game also has helicopters though. Although I do have to say the handling it feels like super scripted. I don't know, something about it. It doesn't feel real. Which I'm assuming they did that to appeal to mobile users because I feel like this game works much better on mobile than Oil Warfare Tycoon does. Then again, I'm not sure because I don't play on mobile. But that's where Oil Warfare Tycoon stops. It only has helicopters and basic transportation devices. This game, on the other hand, doesn't stop there. It also has planes. Although, like I said, the handling, it does not feel real. It does not handle like any other plane game that I play. But it's still better than not having planes. And it continues because it doesn't just end at planes. Military Tycoon also has boats. And again, the boats feel scripted. They feel like they're meant for mobile devices. This does not feel realistic whatsoever. But like I said before, it is still better than not having boats, which Military Tycoon doesn't have planes or boats, which is why I think this is an obvious win for Military Tycoon. And next up we have the guns. And in my opinion, I sort of think that Military Tycoon is lacking on the guns. Like, first of all, they all sort of feel the same. Let me just grab a couple guns and maybe I can show you. Like, just look at this. They all their recoil is just perfect. It goes up slowly, and that's it. That's all it has to the recoil. The only difference between guns is how fast it goes up. On all the guns, it goes up perfectly straight. It honestly sort of makes all the guns feel like they're the same. It doesn't make them feel any different. Okay, now we're in Oil Warfare Tycoon, and this game, I absolutely love the guns in this game. They are perfect. They all feel unique in their own way. They all feel different in some sort of way. So here we got a sniper. This is pretty much what you'd expect to. It doesn't exactly have a ton of recoil, but that's because it doesn't exactly have a fast fire rate. And then we have the micro Uzi, which do you notice how, unlike Military Tycoon where this gun would just go up, there's gun shake, which makes more sense. Like, just look at this. The recoil does not just go up. It also, like, shakes your gun like crazy. It's like your gun is having a seizure when you shoot it. It gives all the guns their own personality, I guess. Makes them feel unique. Which is why I think that this is an absolute win for Oil Warfare Tycoon. And now we're on to performance. Okay, so right now I am in Oil Warfare Tycoon and I'm using a FPS unlocker so that way we get an accurate result. And you're going to want to keep a look in the top left because that's where it shows my FPS. And as you can see, it is really, really good for playing at max settings at 1440p on a relatively adequately spec'd computer. I'm getting around 130 FPS, but if I look into the most dense area of the map over there, I get about 100 FPS. But if I go into my base, which is the most intense area you can be, I get about 70 FPS, which is still well above the 60 of my monitor, which I think is really, really good. And now we're in Military Tycoon. And right now, at our base, we're getting similar FPS from 100 to, sometimes in the 90s, from the 90s to 130. I don't think I can get this to drop below 60, which I'm impressed because this map is giant right here. But overall, I'd say that was probably a slight win for Military Tycoon. And I'm impressed. I sort of thought it would be lower considering how big the map is. But speaking of map, that's what we're going to be talking about next. Keep in mind, this is the most subjective topic in this video. It very much depends what you like about a map. But if I'm going to be completely honest, I think that the map is probably the worst part about this whole game. Which is saying something, because the map isn't even that bad. But still, I mean, that's probably my least favorite thing about this whole game. The reason I don't like it is because of how big it is, and because of how far apart the bases are. Look at this. There's a giant mountain separating Ukraine and Canada. Keep in mind there are like 12 people in this server, 12 people in this whole map. This is about the size of a battlefield map, which has, depending on what game, 64 or 128 players. This has 12. I feel like this game would be much better if you like quartered the size of the map and forced people to get within infantry ranges. And now we're in Oil Warfare Tycoon, where I think they did the map perfectly. There's perfect parts for helicopter combat up in the sky, but at the same time, look at how close the bases are. There's also a perfect place for urban fights, just right in this whole city. It is all close range fights. And there's also only one point, unlike in Military Tycoon where there is, I don't know, I think like 10 capture points. There's just one in the center of the map, which you can't access with vehicles, which is perfect because it means that you have to use infantry combat. Which is why I am definitely going to give this point to Oil Warfare Tycoon. And last, but definitely not least, we have graphics. And so we're going to be starting off with Oil Warfare Tycoon. And I have to say, this game's graphics are really impressive. So let's take a look at the MP5. This is my personal favorite gun. And it is modeled quite realistically. I like how it looks. There's also the fire selector down at the bottom. And this whole part, look at the trees. The detail on the trees is really good. I like how they look. They actually look like trees, unlike most games that just have like cylinders on a brown stick. It's not just a stick. It's actually shaped like a tree would be shaped, with branches and everything. Also, there's vehicle interiors, which are they're detailed. Like, there's a whole bunch of buttons everywhere. There's pretty much the whole place is modeled out, which I really like, considering I don't even think that Military Tycoon has interiors to their cars. Okay, and now we're in Military Tycoon, which, I'm not gonna lie, the graphics of this game are kind of lacking as well. So first of all, let's go with the MP5 again, which, look at this. It's not even close to the same amount of detail as the other MP5. There's no fire selector, no anything. Also, just the reload animation. There is none. For a game with 15,000 players at once, you'd expect the game to at least have reload animations. And then there's the vehicles, which no one's gonna tell me that this is a good looking interior. We got like a circle and some chairs. No pedals, no buttons, no anything. It is extremely disappointing. Also, they lacking on the trees. What is this? This is not a tree. This is like a potato on a stick. Which is why overall I'd say that, Oil Warfare Tycoon definitely won that. Which means that in the end, Military Tycoon got 2 wins, when Oil Warfare Tycoon got 3 wins. But that does not mean that I don't like Military Tycoon. I've been playing this game for only a couple days, and that's all I've been playing. But anyways, make sure to leave your thoughts down in the comments. But anyways, that's it for today's video, so make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.